Welcome back, YouTubers, to yet another question and answer video with us, the British Fist in it. You're joking me blood in it. We're at Q&A number like 170. You know what I mean? Like, because we has like big chavs in it in like England, Peterborough, Millfield, like Ali G. Yeah. Anyway, we're not really gangsters. If you have any questions or anything like that of that kind, please put them down in the comment section below. And NJ, you're like the most ungangster-like person I've ever known, so don't even try. Seriously.
Come at me, sister.
Come at me, sister. Oh my god. Let's just start off this Q&A by saying, I'm Mr. Parkin, and this is NJ, by the way.
What's up?
Just in case you didn't know from our previous 169 Q&As. 169 people? 69? Yeah? Yeah, I was going to say, I should have poked you. Anyway, we start off with Jersey12361, a regular contributor to our Q&As, so thank you very much. What's your thoughts on Sting being a pre-ordered bonus? No doubt that it'll add some interest and intrigue to the actual WWE and WWE game. My question is, NJ, as a regular player of WWE games, are you bothered?
I haven't played the last two.
You haven't played the last two? Fuck me, I thought you were always a WWE playing man. Wow, so would that interest you? Would that interest you to buy the WWE game? You've had your answer, people. He's a representative of the masses, that's all I'll say. Rossi Bossy. What are your thoughts on CM Punk doing podcasts? Do you think he'll ever have his own podcast, or will he appear on Jericho's or Austin's? Who knows? I mean, he would be a good person to have on Jericho or Austin's podcast because he's not associated with WWE anymore. As for having his own, depends whether he can really be bothered. I mean, I know I've started my own podcast and I haven't done one in 3 weeks. So, you know, will he actually do it and continue it?
CM Punk, straight talk. I think of all the likes of Jericho, Austin, Paul Heyman a little bit, I think that CM Punk would be great at it. I think the fact he would speak direct to his viewers and to his person joining him, I think it would be brilliant.
I wonder if it would be called the Pipe Bomb. Probably be called the Pipe Bomb, wouldn't it? RFE089. To Mr. Parkin, what are your thoughts on Germany winning the World Cup, and do you think it is quite possibly the greatest World Cup ever?
No.
I wouldn't say it was the greatest World Cup ever, but I would say it included one of the most memorable results and the most memorable group stages I can ever remember from a World Cup. As for thoughts on Germany winning it, they were the best team. You know, they've had that team now for about 6 years, and they've grown to a point now where they're just the best in the world, pretty much. And I believe they were second favourites to win. So, there you go. Do you think it's kind of stupid that many fans say the WWE product is bad because they don't push guys to the top like Rollins, Ambrose, and Ziggler, yet they continue to watch the product week in, week out? Your thoughts?
There are quite, especially on Twitter, which I'm a great usage of, there are many fans who complain about it, they bash it, they say, oh, this is stupid, and you are right. They bash it, next week they watch it again, hoping dramatic things they bashed last week would get better. So I think it's a bit hypocritical, as you would say, that people are bashing it, hating the WWE, making reviews of it, which sometimes we both do, and we're bashing it, but at the same time, we still tune into it.
Here's my thing, right? You know for a fact that I have stopped watching Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views to most extent for quite some time now. And I just think the message out there, for me personally, and I may even make a video on this at some point, is if you don't like the product and if you don't like what you're watching, just think of it as a TV show. Imagine if you disliked a TV show and you didn't like the way it was going, what would you do? You would stop watching it. You would click the channel off. And trust me, I thought the WWE product and TNA product and ROH product was fucking terrible. What did I do? I switched off. And I stopped watching it. And I've been better off since. And if more people did that, then in my opinion, WWE would actually pay more fucking attention and actually try and do something. Because if you're just going to tune in every single week, then why are the WWE going to try and satisfy you? Because they know whatever they do, no matter what you say, you're going to tune in every week. So just put yourself in WWE's shoes. Imagine if you were Vince McMahon. And you're like, well, these fans are always going to come back. Well, let's just do the same old shit because they're going to keep coming back anyway. Because all that matters to them is your view.
I know it's hard to get our opinion out there to a worldwide base. We're still going to continue watching each and every week. Like, Triple H makes fun of us, you know. We talk about it on the internet, we say we're not going to watch it, and we go for a break, but we come back. He's true, and I love how Triple H plays on us, but the thing is, We are that bad, so we can hate Triple H for doing that, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can see why some YouTubers actually carry on doing videos because people like, I'd say, like Off the Road Show to Lex Man, even guys like Fool Killer can make a pretty good bit of money. And especially us, at one point we made a pretty good bit of money off it. So that's why they continue to watch it, because they're making a decent amount of money from it. But if you're not liking the product and you're doing reviews on it, please just do what I did and just stop, because it doesn't benefit your health. Trust me. I mean, I was going grey. I was single. I was fat. Now look at me. I have a girlfriend. I fucking slimmed down. I've now only got 3 grey hairs. So there you go. What are your thoughts on Bo Dallas's character, and do you think he can be a Santino Marella comedy type character? I mean, he was hilarious in NXT. I mean, as soon as they actually gave him the actual Bo Dallas character that he is on WWE TV now, there was so much comedy there. It was hilarious. But I don't know whether he can be a Santino Marella guy. I don't think he's got the timing or the actual comedic timing of a Santino Marella. But he can definitely be a somewhat unique and comedy-like character you could introduce comedy elements to.
To be honest, I'm probably one of the minimal fans that thinks there's still some hope for Bo Dallas. Adam Rose, forget him. He's gone. Make odd appearances, I don't care. Appear on Instagram, don't care. But Bo Dallas, he broke his streak he had. That could bring out a frustrated Bo Dallas. He could still speak somewhat on the mic, and he can still go on and have some feuds from it. So I think he has more of a chance to keep his character going.
Tim Crace, do you think that WWE should have made Owen Hart WWF champion? Well, you know what? I'll have to say yes, because in the era that Owen Hart was in the main event, which I believe was 94 and 95, there wasn't really that much going on in the WWE, and you could have made a very big argument for Owen Hart being the world champion at that point, especially when he was feuding with his brother Bret Hart, But maybe WWE just didn't see him as the main event face. Maybe they didn't feel he had main event level mic skills or could draw money, but let's face it, at that point, who the fuck else was drawing money for the WWE? And there may have been some kind of reason backstage why WWE never made Owen Hart WWF champion. Much like WWE never made Jake the Snake Roberts WWF champion, because they knew, obviously, that they couldn't really trust the guy because of his drug issues. It's the same with Mr. Perfect and his injuries, same with Scott Hall and his issues, etc. Some people WWE just can't trust in that big spot, especially at a time where business was fucking awful.
I think the way that Owen Hart was going into the WWF and continuing the main event, the matches he was getting, the feud he was getting, I don't see why one of them could not have leveled him up to it, because he was an enjoyable character to watch. He had the feuds to back him up that show that he was ready. So yeah, I do think that the WWF at the time should have given him the opportunity.
It would have been nice, even a short title run, just to say that Owen Hart was the WWF champion at some point. I'm not dissing the guy, I'm just giving my business opinions as I seem to do. Heisenberg717 with a very funny question. What are your thoughts on Bo Dallas, and do you think he should beat Goldberg's undefeated streak? Well, he'd have to go on a new one, but it would have been nice to see that streak go on for a little bit longer than it actually did and not have it end with R-fucking-Truth.
As much as I loved seeing R-Truth back on TV and with that stupid teaser, that faction they were going to make, I think giving R-Truth something special to back him up why he should be in that faction could have worked. But I think even though Bo Dallas is not a Goldberg, I still think that streak would have meant something to a newer NXT guy eventually coming in to beat Bo Dallas for it.
Yeah, or just for the Bo Dallas character in general. I will apologise in advance if you think these questions are outdated, but the reason why they are is because we try and answer every single question, and we can't get through every single question in what we think will be a good amount of time to keep your attention, which is, I guess we should call it between 15 and 20 minutes. Howard Starr. Which Cody Rhodes gimmick over the past 5 years did you like? Dashing, face mask, mustachioed, or Stardust? I must admit, face mask was the best one for me, although Dashing was the one that kind of got him back up there as a credible mid-carder.
Okay, do I have to... I just preferred Cody Rhodes, but...
What, boring, bland Cody Rhodes?
When he was like in Legacy, that if he continued from there, that would have worked. But let's go through them. So, Dashing... No, please. Face mask, I guess that worked, but it was still like comedy effect, so it made him face but heel. Mustaching the shirt with just a black, yeah, and then Stardust. Please end it soon. Probably WrestleMania. So if I had to choose one, mask, yeah.
Renegade Man 83. What would happen if WWE decided to keep Bret Hart heel and Austin face after WrestleMania 14? They probably would have maybe had a feud at some point. I don't really know, but Bret Hart was gone by then. He was gone by 97, so that question's kind of irrelevant because it never would have happened. But it would have made, I guess, a good feud at some point down the line for an Austin, even though he had like Kane, Undertaker, The Rock, and people like that to feud with, on his first title reign, and Shawn Michaels, of course, which kind of set him up nicely. Who were you rooting for during the Monday Night Wars, WWE or WCW? I wasn't really involved in the Monday Night Wars, but I'll always remember preferring WWE over WCW at the time. I remember like Austin and all that kind of stuff as opposed to Sting, Hogan.
As much as I could go down the old Eric Bischoff route, that kind of good style there, here, then, everywhere. But the WWE, like I've said multiple times, has been my rock in my professional wrestling watching.
And it's a good job because, you supported the company that was actually going to stay afloat. I must admit, I do feel sorry for the WCW viewers that really, really like WCW, and all of a sudden it goes out of business. I mean, imagine if WWE went out of business. Would you have watched WCW, or would you have stopped wrestling, or stopped watching wrestling altogether?
I think because wrestling as a product has been an entertaining thing in my life, I think I would have gone and give it a chance.
You'd still have seen some WWF guys in WCW if WCW won that war, wouldn't you? So yes. I guess you could have sort of gone off from that. Kind of like when you first watched TNA and it was really all about Mick Foley and Eric Bischoff and the people we did know as opposed to the TNA guys. Who were you Yeah, we answered that question. Which wrestlers in the past and present do you think can do heel and face perfectly?
Heel and for both. So you could do
Rock
both.
Was great as a face and a heel.
Triple H
could much better as a heel. I mean, I think Rock was equally good as a heel and as a baby face, whereas I think Triple H was kind of there as a heel and there as a baby face, really.
Shawn Michaels.
I mean, Hogan at the time did a really good heel role, and obviously he was one of the bigger faces in the business. Savage was really good at heel and face. CM Punk was pretty good, although as a heel he never really got proper heat. Jake the Snake Roberts was one of those guys that could do face and heel perfectly, really, as well. There are a lot. I mean, Owen Hart, Bret Hart at the time was a baby face and also was a heel in Team Canada. He got over as a heel.
Kurt Angle slightly.
I agree. I mean, you could even say guys like Jericho and Benoit. I mean, they could get heat but be over as baby faces. Okay, Voldemort. Well, but Voldemort is generally considered the bad guy in Harry Potter.
Well,
and he
was.
And Harry Potter just gets lucky, really, isn't he? He's not really a proper TV character. Who would be Harry Potter in today's WWE? I guess
Dane Bryan.
Yeah, probably. Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus breeze tits? I don't know. Michelle Wilson, if you could date any past or present WWE diva or woman, who would it be and why? Go on.
2 names.
Go on.
Number 1, Lita!
Yeah, I do like Lita.
And then Victoria.
Oh, I must admit, I don't really know. I mean, Lita at the time, she was like a rock chick, and I was really into rock, and I did like the whole like showing the thong and everything, and I must admit I did enjoy her skit in the hotel room with her and Dean Malenko and seeing her in lingerie. That was, oh god. So I'll say Lita as well, just because it just sort of related to how I was back then. It was the kind of girl I probably wished I could get when really, my type is really not that. It was kind of like more of a dream type more than anything else. The 299. Your thoughts on the Undertaker Higher Power storyline? Remember anything about this?
Slightly. Was this back with the
was it Ministry?
Yeah, I was about to say the Vince McMahon feud.
I don't really remember much about it. All I remember is a really shitty Big Boss Man versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 15.
I think this was the Vince feud, and to be honest, I think going after Vince McMahon, like you complimented many times, is always a good thing to go for. But obviously, once that had passed, Taker continued to grow in the way he should.
Should Batista be face or heel on his return? This is a good question, actually.
I
mean, the way he went would suggest to me he should be a baby face, especially if they maybe wanted to face Brock Lesnar at some point. But I do wonder if, after the success of his his film role in the Guardians of the Galaxy, I do wonder whether people would cheer him or not, whether he would still be a heel. I just think he's much better as a heel.
I think with the tease of his past run when he first came back, he was a heel. I think with the quitting of the Evolution. I think it's all, if he does come back, they'll use that to fool us. I think Batista's gone. He's not part of Evolution, but he'll come back to help Evolution, to reclaim his place back in Evolution, and then Triple H possibly give him a championship shot, which will lead to Brock Lesnar.
Potentially. Crew 5150 Tamar. How do you feel the WWE should use Kenta, as apparently CM Punk stole his moveset plus his finisher? They should use Kenta. You know, I mean, obviously they should put him on WWE TV, in my opinion. But in my opinion, he should be used more as a business, you know, to really promote the WWE in Japan and be a really integral part of the WWE network promotion in Japan. That's generally, in my opinion, how WWE are going to market Kenta. And I think that's one of the main reasons they actually have him. I don't really think they want to push him as a main eventer or anything, but they want him as advertising to Asia, basically. And, you know, why not do that in a multicultural business world of today?
I'm slightly disappointed in the WWE with their cultures, because Kenta might be a name. People might be thinking Triple H getting him in, getting him involved, putting him on NXT is a good start for him. But until WWE start bringing in other cultural or other Japanese wrestlers, I don't think it's the biggest thing to hit the WWE.
Best SummerSlam matches to date. Oh boy, there are a lot. I mean, let's just pick out the best ones. Bret versus Brett versus British Bulldog at SummerSlam 92 is one that stands out. Rock versus Triple H in a ladder match at SummerSlam 98 stands out. Rock and Brock stands out, and so does Triple H Shawn Michaels at that exact same pay-per-view. Undertaker and Edge in a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam 2008 will always stand out. CM Punk and Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam 2009. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, I believe it was 2012.
A part of me is going with the one match SummerSlam just gone, because it was a pretty good SummerSlam. Like, I could have slightly given it to the match that surprised me. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose with some of the spots that provided, even though it wasn't the best match overall.
Best SummerSlam matches to date. I mean, Would you include Brock Lesnar and Cena in that, just because it was great seeing Cena get his ass kicked? Or
well, I think I'd say it's a good match, and plus it did right for Cena at that time, but not for all time. No.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Since the Wyatts have lost momentum, hitting the Cena ceiling, in my opinion, how would you rebook them back to a good spot after the Jericho feud? Well, to be honest, I think the Wyatts could have easily have won the tag titles for a start, and it just amazes me how WWE managed to basically make Bray Wyatt seem like another guy. I mean, you've got the most unique character in WWE right now, and he should really be one of the top heels, in my opinion, in the company. I mean, they brought in Jericho to feud with him, and he's just gotten worse since. I mean, for a start, he should have gone over John Cena, and he shouldn't have gone over John Cena in a way that didn't mean that a fucking 10-year-old kid needed to sing to help him. But it's just, I mean, I don't really know. The
Wyatt family, I think, again, I don't know why you had to use the Wyatt family to put over the Usos, because I think the Wyatt family should have became tag champions. As for Bray Wyatt, yeah, it should have gone from Cena, Jericho, and possibly onto the likes of possibly Daniel Bryan again, or just someone that's going to push him even higher, because that's what you should be doing. Start of this year, we were complimenting the WWE for pushing the NXT names, like Cesaro's in a better place, and all of a sudden slipped up. So I think this is a perfect example of the WWE slipping up with a character that should be higher than where he is right now.
I mean, you look at Bray Wyatt right now. He's already feuded with CM Punk. He's already feuded with Daniel Bryan. He's already feuded with John Cena. He's now feuding with Chris Jericho. You know, who else can he really feud with that's really a main event level babyface right now? I mean, you could maybe be feuding with Roman Reigns at some point. Maybe feuding with a Sting. Maybe even Ambrose. Undertaker. Ambrose could definitely be a feud for him. So there are multiple feuds, but he's already gone through Cena, Bryan, who are the two top baby faces in the WWE. So what more can they really do with him at this point, apart from do rematches?
That's what I think the rematches could be an idea, because I think with Bryan feud, I feel that more could have been done with that. I really do. I think that feud was good, but it just suddenly moved away so Brian could be pushed forward.
Yeah, by having Brian in the Wyatt family. That was fucking stupid. Anyway, finally, Paige versus Emma versus AJ Lee versus Trish versus Lita versus Stacy Keibler. How would you book this match and the type of match?
Elimination Chamber.
Make it an Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
Or make it a fucking bra and panties match or something. I don't know. Just because I kind of want to see it. I don't know.
Spin the wheel, and I would love it to land on an Elimination Chamber. That's why I said I would love to go.
And that's for how we would book it. Well, we wouldn't have Lita win. We wouldn't have Trish win. We wouldn't have Stacy Keibler win. We wouldn't have Emma win. I guess it would be a great way. I mean, AJ Lee is already on a massive pedestal, so why not have Paige win here to really help her?
I was leaning a bit more towards, I would like to see, even though Paige should be the one to get her moments in the WWE, I wouldn't mind seeing Lita and AJ in the final of the Elimination Chamber.
Fair enough. If that's another Q&A, of course, of us, the British Fist, we have many, many questions to come. So if they're not very updated or up to date, we do apologise. But we try and get through every single question sent to us because we don't want to leave you guys disappointed. It may mean you waiting maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 3, 4, 5 or so weeks to get your question answered. But at the end of the day, we're going to answer every single question.
And thank you very much for watching. We've been enjoying answering your questions, so please keep them coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or you go on like that. And from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, this has been another Q&A which I've enjoyed answering. And until next time, YouTubers, enjoy the rest of our videos and goodbye.